Oh my... Fine. Fine, I'll do it. Oh my gosh. Dagnabbit, after all this time of trying to resort from making Rick and Morty content on my channel, I end up doing it anyways. But however, let me get something straight, okay? I am not going to be doing any episode analysis videos. I'm just only going to resort to theory videos only. It's my way of compensating between being able to make more content for Rick and Morty, but nevertheless, also it's to mainly make sure that not too much grotesque content goes on my channel, okay? Like I said in my other video, I know my audience, and I know that anybody with over the IQ of at least 5 knows that if you've seen this show can be extremely grotesque at times. And so with all that being said, buckle up and get ready for this video, because you know what, gosh darn it, you guys asked for some Rick and Morty content, so here you go with a smashing theory, alright? Now ever since the very beginning of this show, we've always seen the same song and dance. Whether Morty is at school or trying to ask out Jessica on a date for the very first time, or even just sleeping, Rick always is there to take Morty hostage into another adventure. And yeah, I know, it was already revealed in season 1 that there was a particular reason as to why Morty is used. It was revealed in the 10th episode of season 1, aka Close Direct Encounters of the Rick Kind, that Morty's idiocy apparently overshadows Rick's genius. So therefore, it's one of the most perfect ways to disguise his genius throughout the galaxy while going on those adventures. But then yet again, if that were to be the case, then why didn't he just take Jerry instead, who apparently does not have a job at all, and honestly in certain ways would be the better person to be alongside with Rick, considering the fact that he has passed high school already, despite the fact that he's extremely dumb for his age. And in speaking of his age, he definitely is a lot older and therefore able to take in a lot more adventure than Morty. But then again, this is Jerry we're talking about. He's probably one of those people from the Matrix that would take the blue pill. And now that I'm done mentioning and roasting the crap out of Jerry, let's talk about my theory. Now let's start off with the fact that I do not believe in the theory where Rick and Morty are the same exact person. Despite them being alike in certain ways, including their appearances apparently when Morty gets older in the future, but that's off of a video game. And from within the episode The Rick-Lantis Mix-Up, they also show a Morty that ended up looking like Rick in the future. But yet again, within the same exact episode, I could counteract with the fact that there was a Rick cloned as a baby and looked nothing like Morty. But I mean, like heck, I doubt that's how Rick looked like as a baby. I think that was just for a joke. And despite the fact that they love redheaded girls and the fact that they both wore blue pants in their younger years, from my perspective, I honestly don't see them being the same exact person. I definitely feel like that the writers are doing that to throw people off. And now that I have officially clarified all of that, let me just start by saying I completely agree with MatPat's side of his theories. He mentions the fact that Morty indeed is Rick's grandson, and for some reason he is also not the original Morty that Rick was with. And the particular reason behind that, I'm sure that you've heard this theory multiple times, is that the original Morty that Rick was taking care of was evil Morty. And this would indeed make tons of sense considering the fact that Rick was known to leave Beth years ago. But of course, that's not exactly what this video is about. Instead, we're going to be talking about the reasoning behind Rick and why he's so attached to Morty. In the episode Rest and Rick-Laxation, Rick and Morty's toxicities are separated. Their toxicities are the worst parts of them.
Where are the toxins? Are you listening, you stupid little garbage person? We're what got removed!
And towards the end of the episode, it was revealed that Rick does have an attachment to Morty that he himself claims as toxic. This is most likely because of his perspective on family and how non-beneficial being married is to him. He literally called a wedding a funeral with cake. Anyways, I feel like this feeling of having to constantly take Morty around with him, including while he's in robot form, at least within the Run the Jewels music video, it could be non-canon. It could be to cope with his paranoia of Morty turning against him. Another episode that's worth recognizing is Rickle Pick. Pickle Pickle Rick, oh my god. From that episode, even the psychiatrist manages to understand Rick. She knows how undeniably inconsiderate Rick can be when even attending something for the sake of his family. But there is one last episode that I would like to mention. Morty's Mind Blowers. It was the episode for season 3 that was in replacement for the interdimensional Cable 3. Morty's Mind Blowers are memories taken from Morty to assure his intelligence doesn't get the best of him, and most of all, never exceeds Rick's. The majority of them included moments that both scarred Morty for quite some time, and especially memories that prove his genius. I mean, come on, he managed to beat Rick at checkers. That is insane. Checkers clearly is for people with an incredible mind that's able to strategize. That plus the fact that they both play Minecraft, so doesn't that sound familiar? Another question is, why didn't Rick just Men in Black him? And when I say that, I mean, why didn't he just simply erase it completely out of his mind instead of preserving it? I theorize that it was probably so that later on in the future, when Morty was ready to know the truth about evil Morty and how he came to be, he was going to present Morty's old memories once he trusted him after some time. And there was a moment where evil Morty knew how to extract memories. But most of all, let's not forget about Rick's famous line towards the ending of the episode Close Rick Counters of the Rick Kind. Rick tells Morty that a cocky Morty could lead to trouble, in which Morty replies, "Oh yeah, and how's that?" And then Rick answers by saying, "I'll explain when you're older." This attachment to Morty has to be results from feeling guilty about failing with his first Morty. Cause it's either that, or he wants to make sure that Morty doesn't turn into another Jerry. But, in my opinion, I believe it's the third option. It's both. Rick obviously has a huge grudge against him for being married with his potentially genius daughter. And Summer, on the other hand, clearly has shown how intelligent she can be in certain situations for sure. One major prediction could also be that Morty simply reminds Rick of himself when he too were younger. Which explains why Rick specifically wanted a male in his teen years that coincidentally wears blue pants like him as well. Plus Jerry would be a horrible sidekick. So, what do you all think about the theory on why Rick is so attached to Morty? Do you believe in my prediction? I think I had some pretty darn great concrete evidence right there. As of season 3, evil Morty seemed to have taken over the entire Citadel. So season 4, here we come. I truly hope that all of you enjoyed this video. I was really contemplating on whether or not I should release it. And so, with all that being said, subscribe if you haven't, give this video a like if you still haven't done that yet, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace! Oh yeah, there was a Rick and Morty cameo in My Little Pony.